Hi everyone, my name is Dorothy, and here's what's been uplifting me lately. When we close out cycles of unhealthy relationships or situations, traumatic relationships or situations, and we go on this path of healing ourselves or rebuilding ourselves, maybe rebuilding our self confidence, rebuilding the love that we have for ourselves, the relationship that we have with ourselves. After a while of continuously doing that work, we get to a point where we feel a lot more secure. We feel a lot more secure within ourselves, within our lives, and we feel a lot more distant from those cycles that we previously ended. And after months or even years of doing that work, if we get reminded of something that was part of that old cycle, maybe we see an old face, or maybe we get reminded of an old relationship we had with someone, or an old situation, that might bring back a lot of old triggers that we thought were long gone. And my question is, what do you do? What do you do when something happens and it triggers you? It brings back an old triggers from an old cycle, and it brings back old emotions that you thought were long gone. I think that the first step is to understand that what is being triggered right now is not your present self. It's a part of you. It's the part of you that is still alive from that cycle, and you thought that you had healed 100% of yourself. You thought you had moved away 100% from that cycle and from that old identity, but sometimes there are small parts of you that still remain, and it's okay. I'm not saying that to get you to berate yourself for that. It's simply to have you notice that, to have you understand that there are different parts of you. And like I said, that part that was living out this cycle is still alive in you, and it just got triggered. It just got reminded of what it was experiencing in that cycle, and it's getting triggered all over again. It's important to give yourself a lot of love and a lot of grace when that happens. And it's also important to differentiate that part of yourself from who you are today, where you are today, how far you've come. Notice all the work that you've been doing for the past months or the past years, and notice how much more peaceful your life is today. Because most likely, the situation we're talking about, the old cycle, it was very chaotic. Remind yourself of how chaotic your life was back then, or maybe how stressful it was, or how you never felt good enough, or how you were always chasing other people's approval. All of the ways that made you feel not good in that situation, remind yourself of that. There's a reason why you left that situation, and there's a reason why you feel so much better today. And that old part of you that's still alive might feel a pull to go back towards that. As weird as it sounds, and as bad as that situation was, maybe back then it was giving you a big dopamine kick. And so maybe that part of yourself is still craving that, and that's why you might feel a pull to go towards that. But the solution is not to go back to that, to go back to the relationship that was unhealthy or toxic, or to go back to that situation that hurt you. What is important right now is to tend to yourself, tend to your emotions, tend to everything that's going on right now as you are getting this trigger. And after that, do the exercise that I just talked about of really noticing where you are today, how much more peaceful your life is today, and reminding yourself of the reasons why you left, the reasons that motivated this journey of healing and going back to yourself and rebuilding those foundations within yourself of self-confidence, of your relationship with yourself, etc. It's also important to not confuse being at peace with being bored. Having a life that is peaceful doesn't mean that it's boring. A lot of the times when we have triggers, when we are a person who's maybe anxiously attached and we live through life through triggers, we tend to feel like chaos is interesting. It's giving us dopamine. And if we fall into something that is peaceful, a healthy dynamic that is peaceful, we think that it's going to be boring. But it's important to remind yourself of the goal here, which is to be healthy, to be safe, to be able to live life in rest and digest and not fight or flight constantly. A life that is peaceful and that is filled with healthy dynamics and healthy relationships will sustain you, while a life that is chaotic and filled with unhealthy dynamics and traumatic relationships will only drain you. Yes, you might feel that dopamine kick, but it will absolutely, definitely drain you, and it will hurt you. And it's important to remind yourself that even in a peaceful life and in healthy dynamics and relationships, there are very beautiful things and there are very interesting experiences to have. There is deep love to feel. There is this feeling of belonging. There is this feeling of being seen by the people who surround you, truly feeling seen by the people who love you and care about you, and not on the opposite hand, in an unhealthy relationship, only being seen when the person is getting what they want from you. So when old cycles of unhealthy dynamics in relationships or situations get triggered again, keep choosing peace. Keep choosing peace over chaos. Choose healthy relationships over unhealthy ones or traumatic ones. Do it for you, for your sake, for your health, for your mental health, for your emotional health. And it is a difficult thing to go through when something this big and this important gets triggered again. But it's important to know that you're capable of going through that. There are ways to navigate through that, and there are things that you can do to bring yourself back to your truth, to what you truly want in your life, to what makes you feel safe. And I really do hope that what I said in this video has helped you in a way to find ideas of ways to come back to yourself and has reminded you of how important it is to choose peace, to choose those healthy relationships, to go to the things that are truly healthy and not going to the things that give you this dopamine kick but are traumatic and are hurtful for you. You deserve peace in your life, and you deserve healthy dynamics, relationships, and you deserve to experience healthy situations. And the more you remind yourself of that, the easier it will be to go back to that. The easier it will be to not choose chaotic situations, to choose peace over that, to look at your healthy relationship and then to look back at the old one that was maybe traumatic, that just popped up and triggered you, to look at that and say, actually, no. Actually, no. I know it's giving me dopamine. Or maybe because it's being triggered, it's reminding me of the dopamine it used to give me. But I know that this over here, the healthy relationship, is what I need. It's what's healthy for me, and it's what I deserve. So keep reminding yourself of that. And I do hope that, like I said, what I've said has helped you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.